Howdy folks, Todd here with Great Escape Farms. Today I am planting some Flying Dragon Trifolate orange seeds, and I ended up purchasing these seeds online because I neglected to save them last year. Just one thing led to another. So I purchased some online. I believe it's 1 ounce, so it should be approximately 100 seeds. And I got it from a place called Companion Plants Inc. I can't say as to how good the company is because I haven't bought any from there yet, and I already dropped a seed. So what I am going to do, I have 30 pots here so far that I've filled up, and these are, I don't know, 6 ounce pots, something like that. They're very small. If I get a high germination rate on these, I will immediately up pot to a gallon pot, but I just don't know what the germination is going to be like, and potting soil is expensive, so I'm just trying with the little things here. So what I try to do, I have all the soil in the pots. I am going to use a pen to just make a little hole. Let me see, I think you can see it in this one. Make a hole, and what I'm looking for is about as deep as this is wide, or no more than twice that depth. So a little bit more than that. Drop it in, and then I will cover it up. And let me just open up all these other ones so I remember which one I planted there. And I'm going to do row by row, and I'll just do all across, and then I will move them over, water them, and I'm going to leave them out in full sun. Keep an eye on them, make sure they're moist, and hopefully we will have a good germination rate. So let me go ahead and add these in. And that's ready. Now I'm ready to start on this row right here. So I'm not going to bore you with all the details of this, but okay, we ended up with 194. So I got a little less than half here, and the remaining I got in this row right here. So I'm going to go ahead and water them, and we'll check back in a few weeks. An update on the Flying Dragon Trifolate Orange. It has been it was 21 days yesterday, and so exactly 3 weeks, and I had 6 of them that were just starting to germinate. Yesterday was the first time I noticed it. Checked today, and we now have, 27 that are up. So some of them are just starting, but this one is up a little bit further. So I'm not going to have time this morning, but I will go ahead and pot the ones that are germinating here into 1 gallon pots probably tomorrow. There's another one right there that's up a good ways. So I was kind of worried because it was taking so long to get anything going on here, but I am now seeing them pop up, so I'm feeling much better about this. Today is one of the days to up pot these things. So I did one already. You can see right here there's a little green shoot coming up, and what you want is the top of the soil of the original pot to be exactly even with the pot around it. So let me do one here and I'll show you. So what I do is I fill up the pot and I lay the new pot in there, the smaller one, and I want to make sure that I'm about a ½ inch to an inch below. The soil over here is about a ½ inch to an inch below where it would be in the pot. So that one is, I already measured that one out. To get these out, I put my hands like this, make a V around where the plant is, flip it upside down and give a little push here in the center, and it comes right out. And you may lose a little bit of soil. There aren't any real roots down that low yet, and you just lay it on top and then put soil around, and try not to put any on the actual plant itself. And then I give just a light push with the fingers, spread it out, make sure that I have the level of the soil here still showing. Around, pull excess weeds out, and I'm not jamming in, I'm just giving light presses, and that's what we look like. When I water it, if the level around goes down, the soil level around the sides, then I'll just add some more soil, no big deal. We ended up potting up 36 plants that had sprouted a little bit. So they were over here on the right hand side. The ones on the left hand side we are still waiting on. So tomorrow we're supposed, hopefully, if the weather forecast is right, we're supposed to get a ½ inch of rain, and hopefully that will push these guys along here. Although I'm watering them a good bit, a good all day soaking rain would really help them out a lot. We are at 45 days and we have 58 that have not germinated yet. And the first one I think was about 3 weeks. So there's quite the spread here because some are still germinating. And you see these are growing up very, very quickly. These guys are. You'll notice I put some organic fertilizer down yesterday. I think it was yesterday. So that's one row, and then I have this row right here. I just potted these up, so I need to water those. And I have a couple here that I have not potted up yet, and I have some kind of damage going on with them. So you can see the tip of that one has been eaten off, and the tip of that one has, and that one I'm not sure about anything. That one has the tip eaten off. This one had the leaves eaten off, and this one has had several leaves eaten off. And I think it is slugs. So I'm gonna have to do some kind of a slug preventive measure here because they're killing the ones as they germinate. But at 45 days, we have over 2/3 germinated, and we're doing pretty good, I think. So this is the end of May of the following year. So we are not quite a year out, and these things have grown. That's probably 7 or 8 inches right there. So I had at least a 50% success rate. I'd say probably closer to 70. I didn't really track that closely. I sold plenty of these in my nursery, and I also lost a couple. So, and part of that was an experiment, if you will, of my own, is that I left probably about 30 or 40 pots out here in the nursery area over the winter, and all the rest, so over 100, I put in the ground. So I just buried the pot up even with the soil level. And the ones that I buried, most of them made it. Every single one that I left up above died. So we are zone 6, which is expected to go down to 5 below zero. And this year we did go down 2 below zero, and I lost every single one. So you do have to protect the roots. Just if they're exposed up this high in a pot, the plant will die if they are exposed to weather that is too cold. So that's not unusual. I have the same issue with pawpaws there. So pawpaws that are buried in the ground do great. Pawpaws left in the pots up above do not make it. So some plants are just a little more sensitive to the cold weather. But that's it for this video. We will have another video coming out on how to save your own seeds and stratify the seeds. Should have that out in the next couple of days.